Hello, YouTubers. It's your old friend Eddie again with another little short rant here. I wasn't originally going to weigh in on the whole PewDiePie, or however the hell you pronounce his damn name, controversy. I'm not personally a fan of the guy, I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's that funny. On a personal level, he might be a decent guy, but I don't know. I've never met him. Don't care. But there's the larger issue, and the larger issue is, why did the Wall Street Journal decide to attack him? Well, I'll give you a good reason why. I've heard all kinds of theories as, well, they're trying to be heroes to the left, the Democrats, the minorities, and this and that and everything else. And what it boils down to, the reason the Wall Street Journal attacked PewDiePie, I think that's the way it says, PewDiePie or whatever. But anyway, basically the reason the Wall Street Journal attacked the guy and went after him was, it boiled down to, they're dinosaurs. Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, New York Times, any of these newspaper media giants, old newspaper media giants. And I understand that they have websites and they have their newspapers now online or digital. They still have physical newspapers and all that. But what they don't understand is that they are dinosaurs. People once went to these outfits to get real news, to really find out about what was going on in the world. People did not go to newspapers and watch the evening news on the main media outlets for opinion pieces. But you see, we had a point where the news media changed from being about the news and about reporting important events. They went from that to sensationalism and all about Hollywood gossip and none of this crap that actually matters in the world to real people or fake ones. I mean, they're wanting to talk about stuff like Kim Kardashian's new dress or whatever that she got. We don't care. We don't care. That's the thing. We don't care. What new house in Malibu did Tom Cruise buy? We don't care. So he bought a house in Malibu. Yay. I don't know that he actually did or whatever. I'm just kind of making up an example there. Whatever. But I'm trying to get my point across here. We don't care what these celebrities are doing and buying and or even saying to that degree. I don't care. Most Americans don't care. There are only really a small degree of them that actually give a shit what house Tom Cruise bought or what new car that Lil Wayne picked up. I don't mind hearing stories about when they go and do charitable things. Like I remember right after Hurricane Katrina, for instance, Brad Pitt was, he was the first celebrity that was in New Orleans spending his own money and trying to pull in as much money as he could to rebuild neighborhoods down there to help displaced people, have homes to live in. That's a story I don't mind hearing. That's a newsworthy story. That's somebody doing something good. And it's newsworthy, and it's not an opinion piece. But back to my original point. These outfits are doing this because they're dinosaurs, and they're dying off. The fake news that they have portrayed in mainstream media for, my God, 20 years now. Every bit of 20 years now. and even longer to a degree, but really in the last 20 years, since the invention of YouTube, people are able to gain access to real information. I mean, there's a lot of fake out there, but there's a lot of real information, and people are able to access real information, and you're able to find real journalists. Now, I'm not saying PewDiePie is a real journalist. I'm simply using him as an example in this regard, because he is the biggest YouTuber. YouTube overall is a threat to the old traditional mainstream media. You see, they have tried to get onto the internet, and they have their own websites, and they are rather popular, but they are nothing compared to YouTube. Nothing. If you combine Fox and NBC and CBS and ABC, all those news departments, so-called news departments, websites all together, they all do not see a quarter of the traffic of YouTube. And the bottom line is they're threatened by YouTube. It's something new, and they're threatened by it. Here eventually, it wouldn't surprise me if you start seeing Walmart make some form of public attacks against Amazon, because Amazon is right now, they're eating Walmart's lunch. We ever thought why you see so many Walmart brick and mortar stores closing all over the United States and all over the world? It's not really down to a lot of government conspiracies or whatever. It boils down to the fact that Amazon and eBay are handing Walmart its ass. Well, it's the same thing. That's another description of the same point I'm trying to make. YouTube is handing mainstream media its ass on a platter. Well, no, actually, it's not even on a platter. It's handing mainstream media its ass in a cheap ass Sterlite wannabe Rubbermaid wish it was a Tupperware bowl. That's what it's doing. Okay, so at the end of the day, that's the reason Wall Street Journal went after PewDiePie. They went after him because he's the biggest YouTuber. It's not just about him specifically. It is them going after YouTube, because they are trying to discredit people like him, because if they can take him down, then they can go after anybody on YouTube they want. And they will. Not just them. I'm not talking about specifically just the Wall Street Journal. I'm talking about all of these mainstream news media outlets. Because a perfect example of what I'm talking about is all of the police shootings and brutality that's occurred in the last 15 years. Ever since September 11th, the escalation of it. Okay, well, mainstream news media, ever so often they'll report a story about a bad cop or whatever, or somebody getting beaten, or wrong home raided, or wrong person murdered, or some little kid that got killed, or whatever by the police. Because all that stuff happens. The police unions and all that stuff never happens. Well, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. And mainstream news media have not been reporting that stuff. They report it ever so often. So to hear them tell it very rarely ever happens. But see, with YouTube and with people being able to upload personal cell phone videos and all this, you see it. And mainstream media missed the boat. They hedged their bet on the police unions and the government and the authorities and all that. They hedged their bets on backing them up. Well, now the people have revolted against it, and so now you're seeing the dinosaurs fighting back, because they know they're fixing to die off. But that's my little rant. A little explanation of what I think of that current situation there. And mainstream media, this is a message to you: fuck off. Fuck off. YouTube and the current media paradigm is the meteor that's going to kill your asses off, and it needs to happen. You need to go. You're done. You've had to resort to lies, feeding people lies like there's no tomorrow, and now you're done. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to enjoy laughing at you as it happens, watching you guys go down in flames. So, enjoy that. But anyway, goodbye, people. Remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like this video. If you agree with what I have to say. If you don't agree with what I have to say, or you do agree with what I have to say, leave a comment. Otherwise, see you next time.